I'm Miss Pitchloff.
Hi, I'm Mr. McNeil.
And welcome to Year 3 Bottlebrush class for 2021. I'm one of the assistant principals here and I'm also the class teacher of Bottlebrush.
And I'm an RFF teacher here and I am taking Bottlebrush on Tuesdays.
So welcome and let's go and explore our classroom. Okay, I've put together a little presentation for parents in regards to our class this year. So today I'm going to walk you through a bit of an introduction about the teachers, a bit about the curriculum, our weekly timetable, when we have library and some of the homework expectations, and also some of our school operations and the best way to communicate with teachers at school. So as most of you are aware, my name is Rebecca Pitchloff and I am the class teacher for Bottlebrush this year. I'm also one of the mainstream assistant principals, and as part of my responsibilities I have one day where I'm actually off class. Mr. Grant McNeil joins us this year at Spears Point and he will be the teacher that will take Bottlebrush on a Tuesday. As part of the Australian curriculum, we are mandated to teach certain content, and in New South Wales we actually follow a New South Wales syllabus, and as you can see on the screen here there are 7 different key learning areas that we follow, and as the students are in Year 3 they are actually part of Stage 2. So if you're ever unsure of the content that we're actually teaching the students, feel free to jump onto the New South Wales website for the department and you can actually access any of the content that we are mandated to teach at school. This is an example of our timetable this term. It changes only slightly each term depending on what we are teaching as part of our key learning areas. The majority of our time is spent in the morning around literacy. So we have our spelling, we have our reading groups, we have our writing, and then in the middle session that mostly consists of maths, and we also have some sport on a Friday, and then in the afternoons we predominantly teach our other key learning areas, and they are inquiry, which is a combination of our geography, our history and our science, and then we also have creative arts. So in a literacy block that consists mainly of a warm-up, and a warm-up just gets our brains switched on and ready for learning. We might recall some literacy facts during that time, some of our spelling rules as well. And we also go through a phase for reading where we have instructional reading opportunities from the teacher where we learn the skills and strategies. During writing this term we are looking at persuasive writing, and each term we do have a focus at what particular writing that we might be looking at, such as narrative or information. Smart Spelling is a program that we do have at the school, and I do go into that a little bit further on, but that combines in our literacy block. And then also this year in Year 3, the students actually start to learn cursive handwriting, which is where they start to join some of their letters. A numeracy block consists of the same thing as a warm-up to get our brains ready for maths learning. We also have the explicit teaching of content, and we actually start to move into maths groups. Across our 2 classrooms in Fernley 2 and Fernley 3, we have 3 senior classes where most students are placed based on ability and they work with the teacher targeted at their level. So like I said earlier, Smart Spelling is a program that we actually run from K to 6. All of your students will be familiar with the program, which is what they would have done last year. So each week they get a new focus or a new spelling rule. Now, We also differentiate those lists for the students, and they are red, orange, and green levels. Sometimes we might even send home some extension words or give the students extension words in the classroom as well if they need that extra challenge. Library for Bottlebrush class will be every Thursday. I do ask that you please send in the library bags because we can actually borrow books from the school and send them home. Mrs. Hopton definitely wants the students borrowing as much as they possibly can this term and for the rest of this year. We want to make sure the students are interested in the books that they're reading, and then an added bonus is that they can actually read them and mark them down as part of their home reading. Which leads me to homework. So homework this term is not compulsory, but it is highly encouraged to consolidate the learning that we're actually doing at school. So I've put together a little smart spelling sheet that has got the spelling rule at the top. It has the words down the side and also the different levels. Now, if you want your child to actually practice doing those words, they can do it each night just in the columns. They can write it on a whiteboard. They can make it with magnetic letters or however you want to make it fun at home. But that's just a way of getting them engaged and also consolidating the new words that they're learning for that week. With home reading, there's a new home reading log that's been developed for 3 to 6 this year, which I sent home in the folders. And as part of that, we really want kids to enjoy reading books that they're interested in at home. So if they've got books that they actually really want to focus on, or a series of books that you've actually got at home, they still can be counted as part of the reading log. They don't have to be a book that's been sent home from school. Alternatively, they can borrow a book from the library, and again, that can be counted as part of their reading log. Now, we're actually giving a little incentive for our students in 3 to 6, and that after every 10 nights of reading, they get some MAC money at school. And if they get to 100 nights, then they'll actually receive a book from Mrs. Hopton, purchased from the school, that they can keep. For Maths Facts, we've just sent home some Maths Mentals worksheets, and that's just a range of different mathematic activities that they can go through. There's one for every night of the week, and then on a Friday they can come in and they can actually practice that at school if they like with a friend. Any additional learning at home will be what we've purchased for the school, which is reading eggs and math seeds. Those logins were also located in the folder that I sent home as well. We do use these in the classroom, but they are a great opportunity if you want them to be engaged in some extra learning at home. Lunch orders. So we're really lucky this year that the canteen has actually decided to open up an additional day, which we've now got a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday operating for the canteen. And their latest is the new way of ordering, which is ordering online through the Quicker app. And it's actually been in operation since Friday of last week, and it is fantastic. So it's quick and it's easy, and the order goes straight sent through to the school, and the students just get a little tag attached to their bag. You can also order their fruit break if you like as well. That also gets delivered to the classroom. Speaking of fruit break, fruit and veggie break, obviously we have at school every day. We encourage that students actually do pack a piece of fruit. Doesn't matter if it's not cut up, it can still be obviously whole, like a whole apple or banana or orange is fine. We do have it around 10 o'clock each day. We don't have it as soon as we walk in the classroom, which I know some of the kids were familiar with last year. We kind of go in, we start our reading, and then we have a bit of a break for fruit, and then we get straight into our writing. Please just ask that there's no yogurts or fruits or jellies or fruit drinks as well. Now, birthdays in Bottlebrush, yes, we do celebrate them. If you'd like to send something in, it's a little bit tricky at the moment with COVID restrictions. Obviously, you know, a little individual treat would be nice. I always say, like, chocolates are always a good idea if you want to give something out. It's completely optional, and there's no need if you don't feel that you need to send something in as well. Absences. So the best way to probably tell the school that the student is actually sick is by sending a note or a message on Seesaw. Another additional way is that you can actually phone the school in the morning just to explain to them why the student is actually sick. We do have a system that's currently in place where it's an automatic response to the parent if the student is marked as absent. Please don't be alarmed that if you do get a message, even though you have already phoned the school, sometimes it's just that the ladies in the office may have not marked it already, or the teacher hasn't marked it already, and then again it's just an automatic message out to the parent. If a student is actually absent for more than 2 days, we actually need to follow up with a phone call, and we need an explanation as to why the student's actually not there. We have a homeschool liaison officer, which is what we call a HISLO, and that is someone that tracks our attendance in schools. So basically, if there is a student that is or has got an attendance rate of less than 85%, then we are required to actually report that to the HISLO, and they do follow-ups. If you're late to school or need to pick up a student early, that's completely fine, obviously. But we just need to make sure that we have information that that's happening. You can do that verbally. You can actually send a message on Seesaw or phone just to say that they might have an appointment, for example, that they need to be picked up early and that you'll be there to pick them up around 1:30. We can arrange for the student to be waiting in the office for you. However, if you know that it's going to be a regular occurrence, then just letting me know would be fantastic. So positive behaviour for learning is what we call short PBL, and most of you would be very familiar with that over the course of the years that the students have been at school. On the screen here we've got Mac, which is our mascot, and as you can see we have 4 expectations at Spears Point. We have safe, respectful, responsible achievers, and as part of the PBL acknowledgement system is we have basically it's broken down. So we have our fast and frequent, which is what the kids will refer to as Mac money, which is what they get handed out when they're following or displaying our PBL values. That's quite often in the classroom. It can also be out in the playground as well. The students write their name on the back of the Mac money and they put into a box in the classroom. We actually have 3 little boxes, and on the front of the boxes there are pictures of different reward days. And on a Friday, the students actually then collect a prize if their name is drawn out of one of the boxes. Our Now and Them system is basically collecting all of those little Mac Money tickets that have been collected in classes, and they're put into the really large acrylic boxes down in the office, so then the whole school can actually see and tally how many students are actually supporting that particular one reward day. Our Long and Strong system is a class chart that is located in the classroom. The students get a tick for attending school, so their attendance. They also get a tick for following the PBL fortnightly focus, and then they also get a tick for being on green plate or higher. So as part of the feedback we got from parents last year was that they didn't really understand our plate system or our plate framework that we use in the classroom, so we sent those home just so you could understand how the plate system actually works. As they continue to work on these class charts, they actually then start building up to earning bronze, silver, gold and diamond awards, and if they get to diamond award they actually get a pin at the end of the year, and it's recognised at presentation day. In terms of communication, as you probably are all aware, the best way is through Seesaw. It's quick, it's fast, and I get a notification straight on my phone. However, the downside is that obviously when I'm at school I'm teaching, so I don't get to see it if you have contacted me. I will check at lunch and recess obviously, and if it's urgent then obviously you can call the school. But most of the time it's the easiest way to let me know if there's something that's quite urgent or something that you need to let me know about your child in the morning. Additional communication that we have at school is our school bag app, which you can download on your phone. We have our school Facebook. We also have the P&C Facebook as well, which is great to follow. And we also have our school website. So if you're not already connected to them, please jump on board with them because we do send lots of updates out on those different mediums. With drop-off and pick up at the moment, especially with the COVID regulations that we've got in place. Drop off in the morning is best through the front Bell Street entrance, which is the kiss and ride zone, and of course we have Main Road up the top, which you can also drop the students off. Now the gates are actually locked at 9 a.m. on both ends, and that's for the student safety. So if for any reason that you are running late, especially up at Main Road, please actually come around to the front of the school at Bell Street where the office is, because they actually won't be able to get into the school up the top at Main Road. In terms of pickup, we have our 3 different lines. We have Main Road line, Bell Street line, and Ush line. So at the end of the day, the students actually walk up to the collar, they get into those certain lines, and then they go down where they need to go. There's always confusion sometimes with pickups and drop-offs and what street and who's picking up who. So there's always every teacher out on duty at the end of the day as well if there's any questions that you need to ask about end-of-day procedures. That kind of gives you a bit of a nutshell of what we're doing here at Bottlebrush and at Spears Point this year. So if there's any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Like I said, I'm always here to answer any questions, and if you need anything, please don't hesitate to send me a message or phone the school. Thank you.